I first heard about Wisdom Senior Care from a good friend of mine, but I call her my daughter. Her name is Gladys. She introduced me with Wisdom Senior Care. So I've been working for Wisdom since last year of 21 December. This December would be a year. I have a passion for taking care of seniors as a young child. My mother always told me I had a lot of patience, but I really didn't know what she was talking about until I got a little older. But I had a passion for seniors and children at the time. And as growing up, I said I would either want to take care of children or seniors. But I wound up going to a school at one time in the Bronx in New York. And I got a little license and I graduated. So I did that, for a while, but always had the passion for seniors. So when I started working, I took care of my mother. I went back to New York and I got my mother and brought her down here, and I took care of her for a while until she passed in 2018. She was 95 years old. And after that, like I said, working with Wisdom was a pleasure for me, and it came natural because I always was taught that you be kind to people, and regardless of what race, color, anything, you treat people with kindness. And my mother used to tell me, even if somebody treats you a certain way, you still don't treat them that way. She said, because if you be kind to them, then they'll say, well, wow, I'm treating her like this and she's still kind. So, but working with the different patients with seniors, I enjoy it, and it takes back. But my most patient I have is Miss Laporte. It's people. You have to understand people. Every person is different. You can't treat everybody the same. Because if you have one client, then that client is not going to be the same as the other. So you have to know how to learn that person. It's just like with a child. You learn how a child is, what they, how you teach them, because everybody don't, learn the same. So that's what I do. So with Miss Laporte, we go through our little things. She'll tell me, no, I don't want this food. And I tell her, yes, you have to eat it. Think about people that don't have it. It's a blessing for you, because some people don't have anything, and it's a sin to throw away food. So she'll sit there and she'll eat it. So it's a pleasure working with her. It gives me more experience in with different things, as far as like changing in the bed, washing in the bed. I find it's easy, to do. It's just using your common sense with things. So I'm not a talker. I'm more of a doer, So, and to go back, my mother took care of people too. So I guess it was in my nature to do it, because my mother did it. She took care of people. She used to take them to dialysis and everything. So my daughter, she's a CNA. My granddaughter, she's a CNA. So I guess it, goes down, in the family. But my thing was, I didn't look at doing this type of work. It's just that the compassion that I have to help anybody, I don't care what it is. And, in the world, if we come together, and stop being, mean to each other, and knowing that God put us here. He made our color, so we have no choice. But my mother used to tell me, when we bleed the same color. I can say for an agency, they're very compassionate and think about not only their clients, but think about the caregivers, So that's what I like about it, because some agencies you work for, they don't even care. But they have a compassion. It's like a family, So I really appreciate it. And then if you have to go to the doctor, you just put in your request early, and they honor it, So, because some agencies won't do that. Well, you can't take off this day, you can't do this. But this is one thing that I like, because I have two. I have a great-grand, which is 12, that live with me, and I have a 17-year-old granddaughter, which live with me. So when I asked, when I put my schedule, and I said, well, I'm going to work from 9 to 3 because I have to work around them. They honored that, and I appreciate that, So the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, is, it's no problem working later, So I appreciate that, and, I appreciate them, and I thank them, especially Jasmine, because she, for to be young, she's a hard worker, and she looks out very, very much for her clients, for her caregivers and clients. My day starts getting up, getting my great-grand up, get for school. He gets up about 6. Then I gotta take my granddaughter to school. She gotta be there by 8. Then I come here to Miss LaPorte, get here about something to 9, because I'm coming from Durham, North Carolina. So when I get here, the other client that be here with her all night, which is Carmen, we communicate, how her night went and so forth. And then, I check on her, and then I'll get up sometimes at 10. It depends what time she go to bed. We get up, I wash up in bed. We come in which I call a TV room, and I fix her breakfast. She eat 3 waffles, and sometimes 3 or 4 bacons, and she eats it all, So after that, she'll watch TV, and we do, her daughter sent her some expression cards, and I'll put them down, to keep her memory, one may say, the cow jump over, and she got to tell me, the moon, and she does that very well, say it. Some things in there they have, I don't even know, she know, She'll color a little, but she don't like the coloring as much, so we don't push her to do anything. And then we have lunch. She'll eat all her lunch, and then after lunch, we come back, she'll, watch TV, and around 3, something to 3, then I clock out. Then the other caregiver clocks in, then the next day, same thing over. But the other day, since her daughter was here, because Miss LaPorte don't like to go out, so we took her out for a walk, her daughter and I. We walked up to the end of the road. It was a little windy, but she complained, but then, it was good for her to get out. So that was a good day for her. And she have a lady come, her name is Michelle. She's from Carolina Meadows. She come and do exercise with her. And she does good some days, and some days she don't. But Michelle doesn't push her. So she'll say, well, that's it. She'll say, that's it. And that's the day. The blessing for me, I thank God, and I thank God for the mother that I had. Because the way she taught us, how to treat people. So my blessing comes to me from God, because this is something that He instilled in me and what my mother had put in me. So it's a blessing to help anybody. I'll help any people. It doesn't matter to me. That's just the way I am. I used to give my clothes away, and my daughter used to say, that's why you ain't got none. Because I felt like if you didn't have, so I'm going to help you. And that's the way I've always been. So that's my blessing. And, it's always been that way. And I pray to God when I get, older, that I still have that compassion that I have now. It's your needs, and our team will work on